You're here with Humphrey Simmons, new head coach, right?
Yeah, we're new head coach over here at Beechcroft High School. Excited to be here for football. Beechcroft got a rich tradition. I'm glad I'm gonna be a part of it.
Can you give us a little background on your journey, like from high school up to where we're at now?
Oh, great, man. I'm a city guy. Grew up in Columbus, Ohio. Played Little League football ever since I was 5 years old. Went to Independence High School. The best high school in the world. But we had a rich tradition over at Independence. It was a winning mentality. Played there all 4 years. Then unfortunately I ended up breaking my knee, so that stopped my football career and everything. But up to this point, I knew I'll be coaching football eventually. I've been doing basketball, but now I decided, what, let's go ahead and start doing this football thing too.
How long have you been coaching basketball here at Beechcroft?
Oh man, I've been coaching basketball here for 10 years. I was 2 years JV coach, then 8 years as a head varsity coach.
Now, with 2 district titles in 4 years, with this year's squad being the youngest in school history to win a district, how excited are you guys about the future?
Man, we're very excited. One thing that this young class have done, they're learning quick. One thing they do also, they don't mind being accountable for each other. And I think that's what helped our success this year. So when you got a young group like that that's ready to win and ready to learn, you can't do nothing but be excited.
You coached your son before, and then you're also currently coaching your son. Can you explain that experience?
The funny thing is like when I'm coaching my sons, I treat them like they're not my kids. When we here, when we go home, we don't even talk about sports. We don't talk about Beechcroft basketball or anything like that. Because I want them to understand that I'm their father first before anything. So when they here and I'm coaching them, I treat them like, hey, they're not even mine. So I think it's a good balance. They have a great understanding of that. Even before I got the job of coaching, I told my boys, I said, hey, what school do you want to go to? You don't have to go to Beechcroft. But they said, no, they want to be up under me and everything, because I really want them to understand that, hey, y'all first. So if I got to step down as a coach and coach somewhere else or coach middle school or just don't coach at all, I would do that for y'all. But they wanted to do it. So, I'm very excited, blessed to have them with me.
We talked about this earlier. Now there's 3 basketball/football coaches in the city with you,
Yeah.
Coach Miranda, and Mike Bell. And the thing about Coach Miranda, he was coaching back when we were playing.
Definitely. Yeah.
So he's kind of like a legend. He kind of set the gold standard. Is that someone you're going to try to follow? Or?
Oh yeah, I already told him me and him got to sit down. I'll pay for the steak dinner and everything. I said, I got to know how you do it. One thing that I'm just watching from afar, Coach Miranda, he stayed consistent, and I think that's where success comes from, So just me being a young coach, and, now I have 2 of the top programs here at Beechcroft, it's all about just learning, and just being patient. So I definitely will be sitting down with him, talking to him.
What's something we can expect from the Cougars this upcoming football season?
Man, our theme this year is called Rise. The reason why I picked that word is because I just feel like Beechcroft always had a great football tradition, and I feel like it died down just a little bit, and I just want us to rise up and just take that mantle back. The biggest thing this upcoming season, I'm just going to focus on just being patient and building with the programs, as far as freshman class, sophomore class, and my junior class. It's hard going in, being a coach. I had that experience just my first year being a basketball coach when you already have seniors who are established and they already been under certain coaches. So I just want to do my best just to make sure that they're ready and they prepared, for this era that we're approaching.
Y'all have quite a talented runner, Miss Montgomery. Can you explain to us what your ties are to the track team?
Oh, man. Well, I'm an assistant coach to our girls' track team under Coach Mike Moncrief. I've been spoiled because every year I've been coaching track for 5 years here. We at the state finals, so it's something that we're used to. And Coach Moncrief, he do a great job with the track team, with the sprinters and everything. So, Micaiah, she's special. One thing a lot of people don't understand is that she's very humble and she's a hard worker. And what I like about her is if you come to practice, you be like, man, okay, I see what she got. But I'm telling you, when them lights are on and she hit that track, she turned into a beast. And that's why I love coaching track, man, because you can't hide talent in track. You know, and one thing that I've seen from her for these last 4 years, man, she just determined to win. And she loved helping her teammates, you know, and that's what I love about her, too.
Now, this is her senior year coming up, correct?
Yes.
And so with the state tournaments being canceled and we're facing possibly spring sports being canceled, do you have any feelings on that?
Yeah, it's like something that we can't control. But I do think about the seniors, you know, who are approaching their senior season and everything, and they've been working hard in the off season, you know, just preparing for this time. So, you know, if I could, I'm like, man, we could just do summer track or something like that, just where they can have their senior season. But at the end of the day, you know, you have to make sure everyone's safe and make sure, you know, we make the best decisions for our kids. So, you know, it's a bittersweet situation.
Y'all beat a team that beat y'all twice in the regular season.
Yeah. Well, one thing that I teach my teams is about alter egos. You know, the person that you see coaching is not who I am. You know, I'm a very competitive person. So, you know, we go into your alter ego. And I say, well, what is your beast? And they say, what you mean our beast? What you mean our beast? I said, what's your beast? So, you know, my beast is the lion. The reason why I picked the lion is because if a lion see a wounded animal, they won't eat it. The lion loved to hunt. So I explained that to him. I said, y'all gotta learn to hunt. Y'all gotta learn how to love it. I said, if you like it, it's easy to walk away from it. When you love it, man, shoot. You can't, no matter how much you try to break up with it, how many times you say, hey, I'm done, you're gonna keep on coming back to it. So, you know, I try to teach them just to keep hunting and never be satisfied. So, you know, going into, we had a team that beat us 2 times in the regular season, you know, is maturity. Them guys grew up. You know, they really was like determined to learn, and they followed the game plan. And most of the games that we went through all throughout this season, it was a learning process. I mean, we've been through having to close games out because we didn't know how to close games out. Then we was blowing teams out, so we was used to scoring a lot of points to win the playoffs. And we was only scoring about 35 points, but getting the win. So, you know, we had to do a lot of learning this year. And like you said, we're just scratching the surface, and they're hungry. Those guys are hungry, man.
We talked about the City League back when we played, and now. What do you feel like are some differences?
One thing, I love Columbus City League sports. You know, I just feel like it's a big family. You know, no matter what school you at, we support one another. Even when we competing against each other, there's always love. The time when just me growing up and playing, you know, I believe like every school had 3 or 4 stars. So like you had to bring it every night. It wasn't no, oh man, this is gonna be an easy game. No, you had to bring it. You know, so like I just think right now, a lot of teams are loaded, and you know, pretty much the kids are not, you know, dumb. So they pretty much know like, oh, this is gonna be an easy game. So as a coach, I try to just keep that competitive nature in them and let them know like, no, you got to do this, you got to work on this and everything like that. As far as it's getting worse, I don't think it got worse. Man, I would love to be in this era right now. All the sources, all the resources that they have, man. I mean, it's the training and everything. Like I was just talking to Murph, man. I'm like, our training was just going to Orton Davis or going to the cages, bringing your 5, or sneaking into the high school field and playing 7-on-7. That was our training. Or playing Smearty Queer at a park or something like that. That was our training. But now, what these kids have now, man, I would love to be in this era. But I think sports is like, it's on the up and up. You know, just looking at Von Cameron Davis, man, getting Mr. Ohio, that's a huge blessing. And a lot of people don't understand, man, we producing a lot of Mr. Ohio's out of Central Ohio, man. So, you know, I think it's a fun time to be in sports, man.
Talking about playing ball, you know, everyone wants to relive the glory days. Our days are behind us, but I want to take people through that Eastmore Independence rivalry.
Man, see, Eastmore Independence, that was like your Michigan and Ohio State rivalry week. And you had the red, white, and blue. Then you had the red, navy blue, and white. So Murphy cringing right now. But just going into that week, man, like all mindsets changed, man. It's like I don't care what your record was. I don't care if you beat someone that previous Friday or lost to someone that Friday. It's 0-0 that week. and you had to bring it. I'm talking about sellout crowds, like, and like if you showed out in that game, yo, you put your name, you know, in the all time for real. You know, it was fun. And even after the games, you know, we always show love. We'll meet up at Club Dance, or we'll be at Denny's on Hamilton Road, you know, just talking and chatting it up, man. But it was a lot of fun times, man. It wasn't no violence, no fighting or nothing like that, man. But it was just a fun time just to play football, man.